In today's video, we are jumping back into the Fisk Superhero Mod to check out one of my all-time favorite hero packs, with an absolute ton of X-Men characters all having super unique abilities and even some hidden powers as well. So let's just jump straight into it. Okay, and we are finally back with the absolute classic Fisk heroes. And as you can probably tell from all the suits, the thumbnail, and the title of this video is all about the X-Men. As yeah, seeing Cyclops in the new Doomsday teaser, like, it was really only a matter of time before I came back to this. And for those of you who have been watching the channel for a very, very long time, might recognize this pack, or even a couple of the individual suits that are actually included in this one. But yeah, since that video from a long time ago, they have actually gone ahead and updated a couple of these suits. And I don't even remember checking out like half of the suits that are even in this pack. So let me go ahead and stop yapping, and we can start off with Cyclops right behind me. And I will say that out of all the different heroes and characters that we have here today, Cyclops is probably the one with like the most basic abilities, I will say. But I mean, just look at this suit right here, like absolutely classic. I love the original X-Men outfits. They look so cool, and I'm really glad they're actually bringing that into like the big screen stuff, because yeah, for those of you who saw Wolverine in his classic outfit, I mean, you can't really beat that. So let's go ahead and throw the suit on right here. And one thing that I really like about this hero pack is the fact that it changes your skin to look like the character, which for some reason never actually looks good on my skin. So by having this, you basically always look like the character. So as I said earlier, Cyclops is probably the most basic when it comes to the abilities, because some of these are actually insane. But for the first one, we do get the optic beam, which we can go ahead and hold down. And you can see right here that it is the actual visor shape on your screen. But if you go ahead and get some volunteers, just so I can show you the damage output of this, go ahead and hold that down again. There you go right there. So it does actually have a pretty decent like pushback. Strangely enough, I don't think it actually sets them on fire or anything, but it is going to pretty much just decimate whoever you are looking at. Another ability is the optic blast right there, which if we go ahead and press, we do the classic sort of like hand up to the visor Cyclops pose right here that we all know and love. And by using this ability, you can actually shoot like little short bursts of this energy right here. There is a little bit of a cooldown in between shots, but if you wanted to damage your opponent, this is definitely the one to use, so you can actually get a few little bits of damage in. And when it comes to the actual abilities listed on the top left, that is pretty much all you get. But there is actually a third ability when it comes to Cyclops. And that is if we go ahead and actually hold right shift, we take off our visor right there, and then we basically get the permanent beam coming right out of our eyes right there. And it's only when you press it again that you put the visor back down. But you can see that compared to the first ability, this one is basically just a constant. So there's literally no cooldown with this at all. You could basically just run around with this if you really wanted to. So yeah, that is pretty damn powerful for Cyclops, I will say. And yeah, overall, I cannot actually wait to see like the X-Men in the new Doomsday film, especially Cyclops from that teaser. I mean, you know, Cyclops was definitely underrated in the past, but I'm sure he's going to go absolutely nuts in that film. So let's go ahead and move all the way over here to the Iceman. And you probably don't really recognize him too much like this, but this is basically Bobby Drake when he's like, you know, not completely made of ice. Where whilst you are actually in this form, we get two abilities. The first one being Cryo Spike, which we can go ahead and grow an icicle right out of our right arm right there to actually use for damaging things. And in first person, it looks really cool. I love the animation. It's really simple, but it's definitely effective and even translucent as well. You can actually see through it. So, and yeah, as expected, this is going to be a little bit more powerful than your regular punch-in. But the real reason we all love Bobby is, of course, the ice form right here. Look at that. The way it just like sweeps all the way up from the floor, all the way up to the head. It looks super cool. And yeah, this is definitely more on point when it actually comes to this character. You pretty much always just see him like this. And you can see that whilst we are in this form, there is actually a little bit of a timer as well. So you can't actually have this on forever. So going through the abilities before we actually run out of time, we have the Cryo form, which is basically what I just showed you. The Cryo Spike, which is the classic one as well. But on top of that, we also get the Cryo Beam, which is a little bit of a cooldown one. And you can see right there, the knockback of these, like, that is insane. Like, look how far we can actually, like, just push these guys. Like, look at that. And when using this, you can see that they do get, like, a sort of, like, a little effect, which I'm not too sure what it actually is. But if I was to take a guess, it would probably be slowness and probably, like, the one where you're actually freezing. Definitely makes sense considering it's Bobby Drake. And then the last ability that we do get when we are in this form is the Cryo Wall, which if I go ahead and press that, there we go right there. Look at that. We get like a fully 3D shield. We get all the particle effects. And don't worry, because in first person, you can actually see through it. So it's not actually just going to be like blocking your whole view. But from an outsider perspective, yeah, like nothing is really going to be getting past this. And before that timer actually goes out, I do want to show you this really sick ability, which if we go ahead and press double space, we basically start frozoning just everywhere. Like, look at this. And from the front, it does look really cool. You've got all the particles and everything. It would be cool if you could actually, like, you know, like ice stuff over when you did this. But then again, regardless, this effect is really cool nonetheless. And yeah, as that timer does eventually run out, we do go back to our original form right here. And then the little bar at the bottom will slowly start to fill up again. So yeah, you definitely have to pick your moments to become the Iceman, but definitely well worth it. Right next to the Iceman, we do have Deadpool as well. And this is definitely like a newer skin. I don't remember seeing this one at all. And you can see right here that he is fully equipped with like the 2 pistols on the side, as well as the katanas on his back right there. And yeah, so this is just one of the variants of the costumes right here. Pretty much every single one of these has like a good like 5 or 6 costumes to pick from. So let me go ahead and grab that. And so like I said before, if you've been on the channel for a while, you'll definitely recognize like the loadout of this Deadpool, as this Deadpool is basically the one with all the different equipment right here. So we've got the katanas, which as expected are going to be very, very deadly, and you can actually use one or the other. It's really, really cool. It's not just the right one, you can use the left one as well, or both at the same time, which you would definitely not want to go against. We get the classic dual Desert Eagles right here, a Deadpool branded sniper, even the Deadpool branded Mac 10s right here, which actually have like his logo on the side as well. I mean, yeah, this dude is really merchandising at this point, even a branded rocket launcher. But one of my favorites is the sniper right here. If I go ahead and select that, as with the sniper, all you need to do is go ahead and shift, hold left click, and then this is basically where you get your own sniper scope right here. And this thing is absolutely deadly. As you can imagine, it's pretty much going to one-shot people. And yeah, just seeing Deadpool in the X-Men outfit, but still carrying all of his gadgets is just hilarious to me. So yeah, this version of Deadpool basically has his own like GTA inventory to pick from, so you're never going to run out of things to use. But on top of all these really, really cool gadgets, we also get the ability to teleport. Oh, look at that, straight on top of it. But it does seem to me that this is based on like the TVA teleporting, which is a really, really cool touch. So yeah, this Deadpool right here is probably one of my favorite Deadpools of all time. So after Deadpool right there, we do in fact have another classic X-Men member, that being Nightcrawler. And I'll probably say that Nightcrawler is probably one of my favorite characters from the entire franchise, alongside like Gambit. Let me throw this on, and you can see straight away that the actual hand looks completely different to like a regular one, because, you know, we are definitely not human at this point. But this right here is the first character to actually have like boosted sort of stats, so we can jump super, super high, and I'm pretty sure even run a little bit quicker than the average player as well. And like, look at the way the tail moves as well. Like the tail actually like moves in the direction that you're looking at. It's really, really sick. So starting off with the teleport, which is pretty much Nightcrawler's centerpiece, and like, look at those effects and that sound effect as well. That is so sick. Look at that. That is so cool. Like the actual colors of those particles is like dead on as well. Like I swear they absolutely nailed it with this one. And when it actually comes to teleporting, I'm pretty sure there isn't a range when it comes to this. Like you could pretty much just aim it at like this building here and actually end up on top of it just like that. So yeah, in like a chasing situation or like a battle situation, you can basically just go anywhere you want as long as you can see it, and you can even use it when you're falling as well. Look at that. We also get Nightcrawler's signature weapon, that being the katana right here. Really, really cool. I love like the handle on this, and there you go right there. You might be able to see it a little bit better, but it is actually fully detailed. And this again, just like Deadpool, is going to be pretty damn deadly. But the last ability that we do have as Nightcrawler is to actually use our tail. Like, look at that. And so this tail right here will actually act pretty much the exact same as like a Doc Ock tentacle, where we can actually go ahead and grab these guys. We can go ahead and actually do damage to them with the jabs right there. Looks really, really sick. And yeah, realistically, if you actually wanted to, you could probably keep this tail like active at all times if you really wanted to. But whenever you don't want to use it, all you need to do is press G again, just like that, and then it will go back to its regular form on your back right there. Really, really sick. And yeah, checking out all these X-Men characters, like I really hope that there's like a Palladium add-on soon that actually adds in like pretty much all the X-Men, just like this hero pack does, because they are really, really cool to mess around with. But yeah, that right there was the classic Nightcrawler. Definitely one of the best characters going. So after Nightcrawler, we are going to take a turn to the bad side for a little bit, and we do have Magneto right here. And this outfit looks so sweet. We've got the classic red and purple, of course, complete with a purple cape on the back as well. So let's go ahead and chuck this on. And you can see it, compared to a lot of the others, this guy does have a bunch of different abilities straight off the bat. But before we actually get into the listed abilities, we do of course have flight, where we have the metal plane under our feet right there. We have the hands behind the back, and then we can just menacingly just glide around. Like, that is so sick. And again, this is actually pretty damn quick as well. Like, it's not just a simple gliding, because you can get places with this. But yeah, definitely in terms of fear factor, like, you really can't beat this pose. So the first listed ability is Magnetic Rays, which we can just simply hold down. And again, this is going to be pretty much infinite. So yeah, just in case you didn't think Magneto was powerful enough, turns out he's even more powerful than we thought. Another ability that we get is the magnetic telekinesis. So we can actually go ahead and pick people up. And I'm pretty sure that this is just using like the iron in their blood and stuff like that, which thinking about it is actually completely overpowered, but really, really cool. And in combination with that, we can actually use the magnetic gravity control. So we can have it go one way or the other. The next power that we get is basically to control all the scrap metal around us, just like that. So you can see we have all these like little bits of debris all around us, and these again are going to work very, very similar to Nightcrawler's tail all the way over there, where we can do a strike just like that, or even a jab just like that one. And yeah, if you were to use these all at the same time, you could basically just send them all flying at somebody. So yeah, definitely one of Magneto's more powerful abilities right here. And so just like we saw with the Iceman having a defensive move, we also have a defensive move as well. Look at this. We get all these like iron panels basically surrounding us in like this giant egg. And at the top, we even have like a little opening so you can see yourself hanging around in there. And yeah, just like the Iceman one, if we go ahead and use this in first person, we can't actually move at all, but we are completely able to see any threats around us. And yeah, just going back and checking out all these classic X-Men characters, like I definitely got to rewatch the films or even like the series at some point, you know, just until we can see Cyclops going absolutely nuts like we did in the teaser. So 2 Magnetos left, which you've probably been keeping an eye on throughout the entire video right here. We do have Angel, and complete with that classic red and white suit. So let me go ahead and grab that. And so once we actually have this suit on, the wings will actually stay with us regardless of what we do, even if we like jump, walk around, do anything, like they are going to just stay in place. And it's only when we actually double tap space is when we get them to be fully animated. Like, look how sick this looks. And yeah, if you know the character, you know that Angel is actually pretty damn quick when it comes to flying. So if we hold sprint, this is where we basically get the same speed as like a Superman flight, and the wings do flap a little bit quicker, but like the speed alone with this is super sick. Like, look at that. And even having like the rolling and stuff like that involved as well. Really nice touch. But let's go ahead and get into the listed abilities, which is aim, where we simply hold our arm out, go ahead and right click, and we basically just give off like this burst of energy. But definitely a really cool ability to have, and you can see that it actually leaves them with particles. Again, I'm really not sure what this is, but thinking about it, probably nothing too good if it is being fired at you. So the other main ability that we get with this character is the Archangel release, which is basically where Angel goes ahead and transforms into this absolute demon right here. It looks really cool. You get another like bonus set of wings on the back there, and it's only actually when we're in this form that we get access to the wing shield, which we go ahead and hold, and you can start to see that they do start to cover us from projectiles all around us. And so this transformation can basically be used on and off regardless. There's no actual countdown with this, so you can just keep using it whenever. And so after Angel right here, we do have the last character in today's video, and that being Jean Grey, aka The Pheonix. And this character does have a bunch of different abilities to use, as you can see from the list there. So starting us off, we do have the Psy Burst, which again is very similar to Cyclops' sort of like ability at the start, but going to be a hell of a lot more powerful and definitely take a little bit more time when it comes to recharging. We also get the Mental Storm, which is very similar, but this is actually going to be even more of a charge up. As you can see, this effect and the sound effects are absolutely nuts. But every single one of those villagers that was right next to me, yeah, they're definitely no longer with us. And then to top it all off, we do get the Psychic Barrier, which is basically just a classic force field that we absolutely love. But you might have already clocked it there that we can actually release the Phoenix, or if we go ahead and crouch, we can choose which Phoenix we want to go for. So you can either have the White Phoenix or the Dark Phoenix. So if we go ahead and release the Dark Phoenix, you can see just for a second there we had like the Phoenix wings. Our costume actually changes to like the red and yellow one, and we even have the glowing eyes to match. And this is where we can actually go ahead and fly. And again, we have the really sick looking wings, and this is going to match the exact same flight speed as Angel that we saw before. But actually being in the Dark Phoenix form, we get a hold of a brand new list of abilities. The first one at the top there being Phoenix Flare, which is just going to be an insanely powerful ability. Again, going to have crazy knockback. We also have an ability called the Terror Field, and this one is pretty damn insane. Pretty much means that everybody who's in this like giant ring right here is going to get damaged. And yeah, they are basically not going to be surviving for too long after that. But the last ability that we do get whilst we are in the Dark Phoenix form right there at the bottom is the Oblivion Burn. And yeah, this one is probably one of the most powerful abilities I've ever seen in this mod. And to use this ability, you do actually have to wait for that cooldown at the bottom to actually go down fully. And here we go right here. This is the Oblivion Burn. Check this out. Like, look at that. That is ridiculous. Literally every single one of those villagers just vaporized pretty much instantly right there. And yeah, when you are done being really angry and being the Dark Phoenix, you can go ahead and just press V. Go ahead and shift back to the classic Jean Grey right here. So that right there is just a little look at some of the other X-Men characters that are actually in this hero pack. Like I said, I have checked this out a while back, but since then, obviously, I don't even remember half these characters being in it. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this and a nice little trip back to the Fisk Hero mod. But yeah, if you did enjoy this video and you are super hyped for Doomsday just like I am, be sure to leave a like, comment, or even consider subscribing for more stuff like this. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!